Well, welcome along, everybody. Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. It is match night. It is game day. It is all of those things. It's also Valentine's Day. And of course, where else would you be on Valentine's Day? Out with a loved one, going out for a meal? Of course not. Of course you wouldn't be. There's only one place to be on this 14th of February 2024, and that is ready to watch the Rangers tonight. Hopefully go to the top of the league. We still await team news from Ibrox. Obviously, as soon as we have it, I will share that team news with you. We've got loads of people in the live chat already. Doodles, hello Doodles. Rosie, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Remember, just 99p to support the channel. Gordon with a sad reminder for us, 12 years today, the club was put into administration. Dark days were ahead. We battled through the tough times and the people that tried to destroy us. I hope the players are reminded of that tonight. We absolutely, Gordon, we are one family. We came together. We said no to those people that wanted us to die. We said no to those people that wanted us to go away and never come back again. We came on that long journey back. That brilliant play by Stuart Hay, if you want to check that out. Guys, we came on that long journey back, and here we are now, ready to go. And it would be so poetic, would it, to go back to the top of the league and replace that lot who seem to think that we are only a 12-year-old club, even though that is an absolute load of horseshit. George Wilson says, let's do it tonight, Rangers. 3 points is a must. Hope it's silver up top. Me too, David. But as long as we score at least 5, I'll be over the moon, David. That will be amazing. Who knows? Gareth says, evening all. Got Loyalist. Evening, Owen, George, David, Gareth. Hope all's looking forward to the game, going top of the league. We are the Glasgow Rangers champions. Let's hope so tonight, Loyalists. We head that top. Cabby is here. We've got Loyalists saying full in attack mode to start, to finish. Rangers, no mistakes, no time to think, no surrender. We are the people. It has to be, doesn't it? It's got to be from the off. No messing at all. Cabby's going for a 3-1 tonight, which wouldn't quite take us top of the league. Evening all. It must get the top spot tonight to change the dynamics. Don't think so. Just get the fecking job done. Absolutely. You know what? Part of me thinks that, yes, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it, to get that 3 points, to get those 3 points, and to obviously to be top of the league. But for me, it is right. It is all about just winning. It is all about just getting the 3 points tonight and getting home with that. I think as long as we keep this run going, as long as we keep on winning, then that is the main thing. Because look, I honestly think they ain't that good. They are not that good. They're going to slip up again at some point. We've got them coming to Ibrox as well. So for me, there's every chance that we can get them job done and win the league, even without going top tonight. But it would be lovely, wouldn't it, tonight, to actually go top of the league. Now, we have the team news. I'm just downloading the team news as we speak, guys. It is upcoming. Some team news for you coming very, very short. Let's try and get a few more comments in before we get that team news for you. Alex says 2-3-0 to the famous. Maybe 4 if we start fast. And I think that's the key tonight, isn't it, Alex? Starting fast, getting out there, getting the goals, getting the early goal. The longer it goes without us scoring, the longer it goes without us actually being able to break them down, the longer the more confidence they're going to take from that. And, the more tense the crowd are going to get, the more tense the team are going to get. At the end of that, we need to get that early goal. We need to be 1-0 up, 2-0 up as soon as is humanly possible. Guys, I'm just trying to get the team up for you now, but my internet's playing up a little bit again. Fucking internet today has been an absolute nightmare today. So here is your team for the game tonight, guys. I will get to your comments. Please be rest assured in that. So the team tonight is here. It is Jack Butland in goal, a back 4 of James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, John Suter, and Rid van Yilmaz. So Rid van in place of Borna Barisic from Saturday. I like that move there. That's a decent move. Lundstrom and Lawrence, as expected, start in front of the back 4. It does seem that John Lundstrom and Tom Lawrence are the manager's favourites in that position, aren't they? They seem to be the two that he wants in that position constantly. Then behind the attacker, no place for Oscar Cortez. Many people thought that Oscar Cortez would maintain his place, but Philippe Clement has gone for the tried and tested with Rabbi Matondo on the left. Ross McCausland, gotta say, I love wee Ross. I hate the criticism he gets from some fans. I think it's bang out of order. And unfortunately, Cyril Dessers is up front. Todd Cantwell is in the 10 role. Subs we have are McCrory, Silva, Cortez, Scott Wright, Ben Davis is back. Every cloud. Barisic, King, Diamande, and Raskin. I suppose one of the things you kind of take from that is that, it is a strong bench. There is a real impact from that bench, isn't there? You know, you've got Silva who can come on and make a difference. Cortez against tiring defenders can really make a big difference. So that's good news, isn't it? I think there is a good impact there. Scott Wright, obviously, you know, perhaps not one that one that divides the fan base. Certainly, some fans, you know, don't mind Scott Wright. Some fans really don't want to see Scott Wright here at all. Davis and Barisic, not really impact players. King, again, not an impact player. Mohamed Diamande on the bench, guys. Diamande, another player who can provide some excellent impact from the bench. Can't he? Absolutely, 100% can. So look, it's a bench with impact. It's a bench who can really, you know, make a difference for this team. There is some impact there in this bench. Got a comment here from City Central, says anything on them getting 2,005. I've got to look into that, mate. I haven't honestly seen that. Evening, me and the missus watching 5-0 night. Let's hope so, Stephen. Let's hope so, buddy. So, you know, you look at that team tonight. Any surprises for you in that team? My big surprise, I think, is that Silva doesn't start, although it does kind of follow this rotation that he seems to be going on. Ewan says 12 years ago the lights didn't go to the beacon stayed lit. We don't care. The Mankey mob lot talk nothing but shit. That's my Valentine's poem. Lovely, love it, buddy. To get the top spot tonight for all to see, we'll get the heads of the Smeltic boys 100%. We need to do that tonight. Remember, it has to be 3 clear goals. Any combination of 3 clear goals. Evening troops. Bluebells of Blue says could win the game with that bench alone. We could. I think that bench is a really strong bench, isn't it? An excellent bench. Zig says, strike first, strike hard, strike fast, strong bench. Dessa's hat trick. Ziggs, I love your optimism, buddy. There was a great tweet someone put out earlier on X was, you'll probably score 1 but miss 5. Every chance of that happening. I think, you know, with that lineup. Sharpie says, a 3-0 win at least, please, Rangers. Let's go above the Rats. That seems to be the common feeling. Cortez should be playing in these games, especially against teams like Ross County, or why else do we get him? That's a great point from Alex. A fantastic point from Alex. I mean, let's go back to that team for a minute now. I've had a few more of your comments. Let's have a look. I mean, the back four, I think, largely picks itself. I mean, that back four for me is the back four that I think a lot of us would have gone with. Look, I mean, preferably if Leon Balogun had been fit, I'd have put Leon Balogun there. You know, I don't hate Connor Goldson. I don't say he's rubbish. I just think at the moment he is not playing well at all. So for me, I wouldn't be starting Connor Goldson tonight. I really wouldn't. But Goldson and Suter, I think, you know, that was always going to be the manager's pairing there. John Suter has been absolutely excellent. John Suter, one thing that John Suter does, I think, which will be really important tonight, is he brings the ball out from the back. He breaks the lines when he comes out. He draws the midfield out to him as he crosses across halfway. I think that's going to be absolutely vital for trying to create some space around the box for these players. Ridvan, well, you've got to start Ridvan on the left. You're going to need to use the width. You're going to need a bit of dynamism down those wings as well as in the middle to try and overcome the 10 men behind the ball that Ross County will have there. Ridvan obviously is essential to that. Lundstrom and Lawrence, like I said, Lunny's been fabulous, hasn't he? I love Lunny. I think Lunny's great. And he's done fantastic since Philippe Clement's come in. So for me, it's a no-brainer there. Lunny and Lawrence do seem to be his top 2 pairing at home, don't they? He seems to like that pairing. He seems to like what Lawrence can bring to the team. You know, Lawrence against Aberdeen, it was really interesting to watch Lawrence dropping back and getting the ball off the back four, not Lundstrom. I think trying to push a bit of extra pace into it, a bit of extra oomph into the attack. Lawrence would carry it forward. He'd play that killer pass. He'd play that ball out wide. He'd play that ball through the middle. You know, him and Cantwell linked very well in that Aberdeen game. So I think that'd be interesting to see how they work tonight. The width, again, you know, McCausland, I like young Ross. He's a breath of fresh air. He gets at people. He goes outside. He comes inside. He seems to be 2-footed as well, which is fantastic. So good to see young Ross out there. I agree with what Alex said. I would have started, honestly, I would have started Cortez on the wing over Matondo. I know Matondo's goals record's pretty good in the last few games, but Cortez is that tricky player, isn't he? We saw against United him going past people, leaving the right back on their arse, you know, just being that exciting winger that we think we've all been longing to get since we lost Ryan Kent in the summer. Silvio Dessa starts up front. Guys, I just think that's the wrong choice. Fabio Silva, he works a back four. He moves along, and I think you need to create spaces. For me, Silva's movement is so much better than Dessa's. Dessa's is just, he's just not up to it, guys. I'm sorry, I just don't rate him at all. McCrory, Silva, Cortez, Wright, Davis, Barisic, King, Diamande, and Raskin. We'll pick a few out of there in a minute to discuss coming from the bench. Let's have a quick look at some of your comments tonight on the channel. Henry Smith says, what the script with Shanks? Can we not get a pre-contract? I think the Jers were right. No, Henry, because he's got 18 months left on his contract, so it wouldn't be until next season that we can get the pre-contract done with him. Bobby makes a brilliant point. Has to be quicker passing forward game. 100%. If you're going to break down the low block, you cannot play slowly. You've got to play at speed. You've got to play the ball forward quickly. You've got to take your throw-ins quickly. You've got to do all of that. You cannot, under any circumstances, play slow lateral passes. But I think Rangers are trying to get away from that. And if you look at, you look at when Rangers start playing that a little bit slower, when they start playing it back and sideways, you watch Philippe Clement's reaction from the sidelines. He is roaring at them. He is not happy at all about that. If Dessus doesn't try hard, he'll score a couple, but I still say he's better off on the bench. Sharpie, I agree. He's much better coming from the bench. 3 goals is a must. Let's get top of the gypsies, tramps and thieves, says Ziggs. Love it. You're going to break into a bit of share there, aren't you, Ziggs? Gypsies, tramps and thieves. We hear from, yeah, I'm not going to sing anymore, don't worry. Come on, Rangers. Let's show them why we're simply the best. Absolutely. Alex says, let's have a look. Owen, I agree. When fit, Suter is one of the best, if not the best, centre-backs in the league. Alex, I love John Suter. I think he gets a bum end of the deal. What's been great about John Suter this season is we're no longer talking about John Suter as when he's fit, when he's fit, when he's fit. That's not how we're talking anymore. That is for me he's just been fantastic this season. He's done really well. He brings the ball out well. He puts his body on the line. Yes, he has the odd mistake in him, but at the end of the day, look, all of these defenders have got a mistake in them. Connor Goldson has conceded the same goal 3 times. Ben Davis has got multiple mistakes in him. Leon King has. Balogun got sent off at Parkhead when he got robbed of the ball. Look, they've all got mistakes in them. If they didn't have mistakes in them, if they were perfect, they probably wouldn't be here. They'd probably be playing for Arsenal or Manchester City or Liverpool in the Premier League. So, that's it is. And yes, Alex, I agree. He is one of the best fans. It's great spending the night with your true love on Valentine's night, and I'm not talking about my missus. Blue bells are blue. That's hilarious, mate. That would probably get me in big trouble if I said something like that. I think a lot of people love that comment there, Blue bells. Thank you for that comment. I have a few problems with the live chat tonight, guys. I'm trying to keep up with your live chat, but it is difficult. Henry says, what the fuck? Silva should be in. Not happy with Dessus starting. Fabio should be in. I think that's a lot of people are saying that. I think if it's 1-0 at half-time, Silva and Cortez will be on. Clement must be thinking tonight's a great chance to go top. It is fantastic. But what was nice, Stephen, I think, was the fact that when you heard Philippe Clement talking in his presser, he talked very much, didn't he, about it's one game at a time. We're not thinking about, going top. We're not thinking about scoring the 3 goals. We're thinking about just winning the game and then move on to the next one, win that game, move on to the next one, win that game. I think Philippe Clement was spot on with what he said. He made a great comment. He said, leagues are not won in February. I suppose the bit he could have added there would be they are lost, though. So, you could obviously, if you got a bad run, if you look to drop points in the next 2 or 3 games, you could fall a long way behind that lot. But no, the leagues are definitely not won in February. Cantwell, Ridvan, Anarchy in the opposition back line. Ziggs, I hope so, buddy. I hope so. Clement's using his squad. This lineup to be more than enough to get a good result tonight. I agree, Bluebells. I mean, let's face it, Ross County are a pretty awful team. I mean, you've only got to look at the league table there to see how bad a team they are. They sit second off bottom to that awful Livingston team. They have only 19 points. They've only won 3 games all season. They've conceded 26. They don't score a lot. They've never ever beaten Rangers either. So look, it's all in there, guys. The recipe is there. We need to go out there and we need to put all the ingredients in the right place tonight and get this victory tonight. Adrian wants optimism from Adrian, says 4-0 today. Let's go. Adrian, I think we'd all loved to see a performance, a real smashing for somebody. The one thing that worries me, guys, is this lack of clinicalness, this lack of clinical in front of goal. That as we talked about, Lorah, Damien and I on the pod the other night, we talked very much about the fact that we're missing a real number 9 to put the ball in the back of the net on a regular basis. That's what we're missing. And I think, at the end of the day, that's what we need to sharpen up on, putting the ball in. Hopefully tonight, that might be what we need to have. We've got, who knows, Dessers might play a blinder tonight. Sharpie, I hope so. Hi, Owen. Hey, George. How you doing, buddy? Patience required, Bears. This team will grind them down. Silver and the Young Guns will finish the job after 60 minutes, 56 incoming. It's a great point Chris makes there about those substitutes and coming off the bench with 60, 70 minutes on the clock and running at tired players. David Todd Star says, I'd have started Cortez and Silva over Matondo and Dessers. Agree, Suter is our best centre-half. What happened to our new players? They're on the bench. Henry tonight. Stephen says, agree, it's one game at a time, but tonight is imperative for me. Grab this chance now going into the weekend. Absolutely, buddy. 100%. Stephen wants a double from Dessers. Owen, have you seen the report saying Rangers have named their price for Butland in the summer? It would take 10 to 15 million to get him. Personally, I think he's worth double that, but we don't want to sell. Alex, if that is the case, that is a damn disgrace. You know, that goalkeeper is worth more than 10 to 15 million. He's worth 25 to 30 million. Easy. You know, I think what we've got to do is we've got to think, you know, this is going to be English teams coming in from. This is going to be English league teams. EPL teams have got so much cash, guys. Fleece as much out of them as possible. 10 to 15 million, Alex, is a bloody disgrace. Evening, Ian. How you doing, buddy? Good evening, Owen. All teddy bears in the chat. Hope everyone is keeping well. John, one of our channel members, all the way from Frankfurt. How you doing, John? Hope PC stays a long time and says no to any jobs in England. Me too, buddy. Ross County have players who can cause us problems. I watched their game against Celtic and they really should have got something from that game. Jordan White always scores against us. Very true, William. And keeping a clean sheet is a concern. You're right. You're 100% right, William. They did deserve something from that Celtic game. Celtic were very, very lucky to get something from that game. Guys, 168 people watching. If you can all smash the like. And if you've not yet subbed to the channel, why not, guys? Remember, this is a free Rangers news channel. We don't charge you. We're not a Patreon channel. I always say no Patreon, no paywall here, guys. I'm not going to ask you for money for content. And if you do want to support the channel, you know how to do it. Become a member, or smash the super chat, or smash the super thanks button, or smash the super sticker button. That's the way to support the channel if you want to. Adrian says 100% Owen. We need a clinical striker. We do. Alex, he's on the cusp of getting back into the England squad. Says apparently stick a few million on that price tag if he does. Guys, I'm not going to talk about Larky Boy. I'm not here, and I'm not going to talk about that. It is not the time for that. That is another day, another video. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that now. 100%, Larky. If you want to talk about that, drop me an email. I'm quite happy to discuss it with you. Glasgow Rangers Nation @gmail.com. Other than that, shut up. He's worth 30 million and should be absolutely 100%. David Butland will have a release clause like Aribo. I think that's a good point, William. That could be there. Definitely, our time is now. 50 million for Butland, considering the cost of the reject United brought in. Very true. 47 million for Anana, who is absolutely shite. William Doherty says 4-0 to the greatest team of all. 25 to 40 million, considering current prices. Love the channel. Thank you, William. Thank you so much for that. Tim's will have a front seat tonight. They will. We know they'll be watching. They're obsessed. Absolutely, Hugh. The main thing tonight is the 3 points in the game tonight. Let's have a quick look again at that bench for me. Now, if we look at the bench tonight, that for me is a powerful bench. It's a strong bench, and there's impact there in that bench for me. There is real impact in that bench. You know, you look at the players that we can bring off that bench. Now, for me, there's players. Obviously, I said beforehand I would have started with Cortez. I would have started with Silva. I would have started with some of those players, and yeah. But one of the things I think this really shows is the improvement that the squad is already starting to show. Is this squad ready to play? Is this squad finished? Of course not. Of course not. And it's going to take the summer to clear some of the deadwood. It's going to take the summer to obviously, you know, get rid of some of those players. But then I think bring in some new players, bring in a new 9, bring in a new clinical player. But you look at that bench tonight. You look at the bench. Now, you've got Silva, who is who is a quality finisher, who is someone who I think can really, you know, can really make a difference when he comes on. Cortez, again, I think perfect. I think, you know, for making an impact, for running at tired defenders, for twisting. You know, he's the perfect man, I think, to come on. Also, you know, Diamande is like, you know, Philippe Clement said, he is ready to start, but he's not ready to play 90. He looked good against there. You know, nice touches. You know, he's the box to box. I think we'll see him tonight at some point. I do think he's a player who can come on and make a difference. Nicholas Raskin, again, look, guys, I know Raskin has had an awful lot of criticism over recent weeks, but by the same token, he's got a lot to prove tonight. If he comes on again, he needs to do more with the ball. You know, he's neat. If you watch a game and you kind of say, what did Nicholas Raskin do? He was neat, he was tidy, and that's pretty much all you can say. He needs to affect the game more. He needs to get involved more. He needs to go box to box. He needs to dominate the game, a bit like Tom Lawrence is trying to do in that role alongside John Lundstrom. So for me, that is definitely, you know, that bench is a bench of impact, a bench that can really make a difference. And I'm excited to see Diomande and hopefully Cortez get some minutes tonight. John says, if Jack goes down south next season, it needs to be a Scottish transfer record. Agreed, Blue Nose. Then it's seen it's Brophy and Murray up top. They will have to run all night for County. We better be up for this. So they're going with 2 up top tonight. That's interesting. Now, their new manager, Don Cowie, is an interim manager. And as I said on the video this morning, and I hope so, buddy. As I said this morning on the video, you know, Don Cowie's been placed in interim charge because Ross County are in no rush to appoint a new manager. So by that token, you know, he's got a lot to gain. He's got a lot to gain from tonight's game. He wants to put out on a good performance. He wants to finish the season strongly with them. He's going to have them bang up for this game because he's going to want a job. I think he wants that job. And, you know, at the end of the day, if he wants that job, he's going to want to get the best out of this team. He's going to want this team to go and show something. And look, they're not a great team, granted, but he's going to want to, you know, if he can come to Ibrox tonight and get a point, frustrate us, then what a great advert for him as manager. Phil picks a team to exploit weaknesses in the opposition team. John, you are right. Hospitals are expecting an influx of sick Tims tonight. I hope so. Do you think Butland has been valued at 10 to 15 million to entice English clubs to bid for him? And I hope he stays, but if he goes, maybe that could be the case, or to get a lot of clubs involved to get a bidding war going for them. Let's have a quick look, shall we, at the Ross County team for tonight's game. Guys, just a reminder, if you're watching this now, please smash that sub if you have not yet done so, and if you have, obviously smash the like for me. That would be unbelievably fantastic if you can do that. It really does help, guys, if you do that and smash that like. Now, here's the Ross County team for the game tonight. Here is their starting 11. Wickens in goal. Brown, Afete, Aina, Leek, Reed, Laturi, King, Danda. Obviously, Danda is their one. Is a good player. He's someone that was linked with a move to Hearts in the January transfer window. Someone I think that was valued at £2-3 million. So he's a dangerous player. Needs to be watched tonight. Murray and Brophy up front, as we've been told. Their substitutes tonight: Laidlaw, Borthwick, Jackson, Sims, Sheaf, Harmon, Henderson, Kayla, and White make up their team. So this is clearly a team that is out there to, you know, to have a go maybe tonight, and that would be great if they do. You know, make a game of it. Try and make a game of it, guys. Just hope our 2 wingers are up for it tonight. You're right. You know, McCausland and Matondo will have a big role to play tonight. Hopefully, they will obviously have a real effect. First of all, we need 3 points. Being top come May is what counts, says Colin. And I think that's what. You know, it's got Larky boy. You didn't get blocked. You got put on timeout because I'm not prepared to discuss that on tonight's show. If you want to discuss what happened 12 years ago in terms of money, in terms of that, then I will do that another day. Drop me an email. I'll quite happily talk to you about it. But tonight is not the place to talk about it. That is not what this show is for, mate. I'm sorry if you don't like that. If you don't like it, fuck off. First of all, we need 3 points. Being top of it, absolutely. It's one game at a time. The boy Latari, look for them, looks decent as well from what I've seen of him, says William. I hope we make Dublin. I've got a friend who lives there. That'd be great, wouldn't it, John? Absolutely. We still need to be careful tonight. This will be Ross County's final, playing the famous Ibrox. Alex, we're everybody's final, mate. We're everybody's final. Absolutely, we're everybody's final. We know that's what we are. Everybody wants to come and play Rangers. Everybody wants to beat Rangers. That is just the way it is. It'll always be that way in Scotland. You know, we are the big team to beat. You know, that lot across the city can claim they are the biggest, but they're not. They know they're not. You know, despite what they may say. Guys, just a reminder as well, we have got the live watch along that starts at 7:35 here on the channel. Please come and join us for that here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. It's been scrolling along the bottom of the screen throughout this video, guys. And as Zig says, I agree, Ziggs, we have got a nice strong bench. I am very excited to see Cortez and Diomande. It does need to be a go straight from the start. Love the pure Rangers only talk. I've actually got a bad feeling about that, William. Please don't, mate. Does Yandan? He does, mate. He's in their team tonight, mate. John, he's playing tonight in their team. So yeah, he is still there. But yeah, guys, this is all about tonight. We've got to get out fast start, quick goals, and then put them under pressure. Just keep on going at them. Colin says, how many strikers do you think we need, Owen? Might be as much as 3. Yeah, it's going to be 2. It's going to be 2 or 3, mate, at the very least. Obviously, Danilo is here for the long term. I think Dessers needs punting at the end of the season. Obviously Fabio Silva. If we could get Fabio Silva back on loan for another season, that'd be fantastic. We're not going to be able to afford him. Wolves want up to 35 million, want as close to 35 million. If they do want to sell him, that ain't ever going to happen, guys. That ain't ever going to happen. Just remember what Ross County done at Parkhead. They really should have won. True, Hugh. Like I said, they'll make it as difficult as possible. And also the fact as well, Hugh, is the fact that this Ross County team tonight are under a new manager. You always get that new manager bounce. And again, like I just said a few moments ago, he is an interim manager. He's someone who clearly wants this job. And if he wants the job, what better way to prove it, by going out there tonight and frustrating the hell out of Rangers and stopping us and getting a draw maybe or something like that. That is what he's going to want to do tonight. That's what he will have them motivated to do. Absolutely. 30 million for Butland, a place at Dessers for Feckall as a boot boy, a kit man. William, no surrender. Absolutely. Surprised that Silva on the bench. Better set up for Dessers to score tonight than he needs a few, says Dominic. We certainly hope that he can get a few tonight. He needs to do it, guys. He needs to do it. Dominic Valentine's night with her and what the day was meant for. Thank you, mate. I think my missus is very unhappy about that, though, mate. I'm being honest with you. Good evening, Owen. Absolutely, Stephen. That'd be fantastic if we can get the 5-0 win. I don't know, Ian. I just got a dodgy feeling tonight, especially when I seen them playing Brophy and Murray up top. They will run all night and cause us problems, I think. That's always the worry, isn't it, with our back four, is there is a mistake in them, especially Goldson. It is a worry. It is winning, but we've got to have belief in the way that Clement will set them out. He'll send them out there to play. He'll send them out there to fight. That's what it's going to be. Absolutely. Jono, how you doing, buddy? Silva is valued at 13 million euros on a transfer market website here in Germany. Yeah, I mean, obviously his value has come down, John, because he from that initial 35 million that Wolves paid for him a few seasons ago, he hasn't done a great deal, has he, to hold his value or to increase his value. So yeah, his value will have come down. But Wolves, I'm told from people I know who are Wolves fans, that the Wolves are looking for at least 35 million. Well, up to 35 million. They want as close to that to get as much of the money back as possible if they do decide to sell him. Let's get to in front games 1 and let's see after that, says Colin. Lovely, good idea. Zig says, I'm going to be sad when Fabio goes. Also, they were lucky against County and Aberdeen. Absolutely. Celtic, he means no problems, boss. I'll behave very sorry. Let's win the football style back to Madrid. Don't worry, William. It was a joke, mate. Absolutely. Juicy Bear Gaming. Hey, how you doing, buddy? This match isn't remotely a worry for him. David says, James Taylor said we have 10 million player training deficit that needs to go away. Bit worrying that Butland could be sacrificed to clear this. That's an interesting one. That's a discussion for another day. Our midfield will hold them back, and we have the pace to punish, and we do have some pace there with Matondo and McCausland. Obviously, Dessers has 0 pace. There is no set price for Jack. A few people have to give opinions of his value. Things to escalate to utter lazy journalism, complete nonsense. He'll be here for at least 2 seasons before we cash in. Says Chris, that would be amazing if we did. Confident with the midfield tonight. Cantwell hitting his stride. Lawrence looking good as well. 4-0 easy. That's a great point by Dave. Todd Cantwell is looking absolutely fantastic tonight. He really is. Has been looking at fantastic over the last few games. He's getting back to the Todd Cantwell that we saw at the end of last season. He's starting to dominate. He's not getting the ball as much, but that's because he's doing that whole thing about he's doing the thing where he's less is more, isn't it? He's trying to affect the game more when he gets the ball, have more impact when he actually does get the ball. Trying to be higher up the pitch when he receives the ball so that he's more effective rather than getting it in those other zones on the pitch. RTV might crash tonight with the amount of new members tonight. Obsession is real with that lot. Lol. Win the league, sell Butland for 30 million, buy Silva. That's an interesting thought. Larky Boy says Jack Butland has a minimal release in his contract, and Silva and Seamer aren't going to sign for the club. Can't afford them. It's a waste of time dreaming. That Seamer is about 7 million, isn't he? So that is one that's up there. What I don't get is when teams play us, they really turn up and they try their best and don't do this against other teams every week. They are just cheating their own fans. Come on, the famous right from Alex, you are spot on, buddy. That is, what? If I was a fan of Aberdeen, which I'm not, thank God. If I was a fan of Dundee, if I was a fan of Dundee United, of Wraith, of Alloa, of any of those teams that, you know, when they come to play Rangers, they play at 120%. And the next week, you'll see them go out against Inverness Cali or against, against Livingston or St Johnstone or Hearts or Hibs or even Celtic. And they won't try anywhere near as hard as they did against us. And yeah, I'd be pissed off, massively pissed off if I was one of their fans. I'll be just going, well, why can you do that against Rangers, but you can't do that week in, week out? Because if you're doing that week in, week out, you'd be up there flipping challenging, you idiots. Hat-trick for Dessers tonight, says Jimmy Lothian. Let's hope so. Hope so. This means Dessers must be worth a 2007-year-old set. Jimmy, hope so. I don't get the harsh words that McCausland get. Ziggs, that is Ziggs, spot on, buddy. I don't get it either. I really don't get it. I don't agree with it. I think we've got to remember he's a 21-year-old lad. And that's the key thing. That's the key thing. You know, he's a 21-year-old lad. Let's get behind him. Let's keep inspiring him. He's going to be a good player. He really is going to be a good player. Ewan says Philly's going to go with speed with Rabbi and Ross on the wings to get behind them. I'm going 4-0 tonight to the Bears. Let's hope that is the case, Ewan. Right, guys, I am off now to prepare for the live stream in about 30 minutes' time. So please, obviously, come and join me for that live stream. Remember, guys, please smash the like. If you haven't subbed, please sub. All the places you can find us are now scrolling along the bottom of the screen. You know, on Twitter, GRN1872, on Instagram, Glasgow Rangers Nation. We've got a Facebook page as well, Glasgow Rangers Nation. We've got a TikTok, Glasgow Rangers Nation, which has over 4,000 followers now. Phenomenal. Email glasgowrangersnation@gmail.com. And also remember to check out Lorah, my co-host, Lorahhatton, on TikTok as well, guys. So please come and join me at 7:35. That would be fantastic if you could. Seema is double as he's only got a year left on his contract after his loan. Silver is a non-starter. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to the game. Absolutely, Philly. Let's go top tonight. It was the day to yeah, absolutely. Very bad memories, guys. We don't want to do that. Let's obviously hope that we have dark days. I will never forgive the authorities. We'll win tonight if we cannot beat Ross County. Let's do this tonight. Let's make sure tonight we go out there, we give 110%. We come away with those 3 points and we get the win and get top of the league tonight. That is what we want. That's the dream, guys. That's the dream. So come and join me tonight, 7:35 here on the channel, and we will be back then to talk and watch along and get your thoughts and comments as hopefully Rangers go back to the top of the league. There is the team, recap of the team on the way out, guys. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, on the way out, if you can do me 2 favors. 1, smash the like, and number 2, always remember, never forget, we are the people.